GM, folks, time to draft some battle royales over on Dawg. Promo code Davis if you're not signed up yet. Really interesting slate of games, some decisions that we're going to be making here fairly soon. Let's have ourselves a nice little afternoon.
It's Short King Summer, dude. It just feels like no one in fantasy sports ever learns anything. Does he mistime it, or is Brock Bowers just a grown man? Brock Bowers is just a grown man. Dare I say, Rich, football might be back. In the words of Lane Johnson, this offense looks constipated. It's Short King Summer.
All right, GM, everyone. How are we doing on this wonderful Tuesday? Actually, a bunch of good football games last week, right? I mean, I don't think there's any way to say that the early slate of games was not a good slate of games. We are in here drafting some battle royales. Very interesting average draft position this week. I will note immediately the first two most interesting average draft positions to me, Brock Bowers and Trey McBride outside of the first round. Tucker Kraft, a very small spread. I was stunned by this to see how close the spread was between Tucker Kraft and Trey McBride in opening ADP. And then how about the quarterback position? Quarterback position, as brutal as it gets here. Jalen Hurts, and there's a really wide range where he goes. Jaden Daniels, probably not going to play. You got a Q tag there. Dak is going to be 100% drafted, but I mean, you know, Dakota Prescott does not have the same ceiling as many of these other fellas. Then, I mean, Herbert against Denver, Dan Jones, Caleb Williams going to be relatively chalky. And then, you know, Jake Brown, and just like, what an interesting slate. We are already at a slate where guys can kind of go in any order after the first round, which I think is fairly interesting. Our GMs, GM David, GM Ash, GM Chad, GM Josh, GM Lutz, GM Kevin, the Swolecast Tiers winner. If you guys are not playing in the contest over there on Splash Sports, GM 200K puppy winner, Raymond Zanny, GM to my boys Minetto and Kev over on twitch.tv/Davis Maddock. Oof, Chuck just dropped Colston Loveland in redraft. Tough scene. Yes, big dub last night for Don. Had the 2-game flagship chop. You love to see it. Man, I would love if there would be Champions League BRs. That's why I'm wearing the soccer jersey right now. We have BRs, or we have the Champions League starting. Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely going to take Barkley over Jefferson and Chase. My first observation from doing these drafts this morning was that Justin Jefferson and Jamar Chase are going to drop fairly precipitously in average draft position. The guy right behind me just took Puka and JSN over them, and I can't argue it. I am actually going to select Marquise Bucky Irving here. Not that I think there's like any great strategic logic behind doing that, but Jamar Chase and Justin Jefferson are going to have much lower average draft positions by the time we get to Thursday and Friday. Like when ETR drops their rankings, which if you guys are unclear, doesn't matter where you get projections from. Establish the Run has like an actual Battle Royale rankings page, and that has the largest impact on ADP of any rankings at all, you know. I'm not even saying it's wrong. I actually think that it's totally fine. But it is what it is. Fantasy football, NFL, DFS week 3 picks. Good question here. Was Ollie Gordon fool's gold? I don't think so. I think that obviously they're leaning on A-Chain right now. But if we get, you know, a better direction from the Miami Dolphins, there's quite a bit left. Don't you guys think there's a lot of meat on the bone for Ollie Gordon if he decides if the Dolphins allow him to be hungry, right? All right, so we have Saquon Barkley, we have Bucky Irving. Wow, yeah, Trey McBride I will take here. If this is what the average draft position for Bowers and McBride ends up being, if you're able to get 3rd round Bowers, 3rd round McBride, I'm going to be smashing the button. Lost Cosmonaut says, Bowers looks like he was playing through a torn ACL last night. I don't know about that, brother. I mean, I guess I did not make it to halftime of that game. Good observation here. I mean, Chase did just have a very good game. A very good game with Browning. My personal assessment would be that Jake Browning is a lot worse than Joe Burrow. Could totally be wrong about that, though. I mean, that could really be like an all-time who cares situation. But the splits, let me see if I can pull up the splits. Jamar, I got to do it on RotoViz. Okay. We need a wide receiver. We already have a Ram. Let's do Devontae Adams. I'm not loving the early look of the season for Ladd McConkey. It's just Keenan Allen is such a good target earner. Okay. On RotoViz, I type It's not letting me do the apostrophe. There we go. Okay, Jamar Chase, games played, Jake Browning. Here we are. So there you go. In 12 games that Jake Browning has played, 15 PPR points per game for Jamar Chase. 52 games that Jake Browning has not played, 21 points per game. Obviously, Jamar Chase is still good. Is he as good? I think the evidence would suggest he's not. So I think that we will get a discount on Jamar Chase. Don't think it'll be an insane discount, and I would probably trend towards being a buyer as opposed to a seller on Jamar Chase. But I do think it's fairly interesting to note that stuff. Not say clearly Chase is draftable right now. Yes, my opinion, and it's just my opinion. I'm as stupid as anyone else, but I think Amarian Hampton is a huge buy. All right, so we're basically dead at quarterback here. I mean, Ashton Jeanty, there's my early flag plant. Oh, I already filled running back. Dang, okay, I need a wide receiver. You know what? Let's go BTJ. BTJ, I'm willing to buy low on Beta Thomas Jr. right now. Yeah, Keenan smashing so hard, and yeah. Caleb is not great. Naked Dimes is totally doable this week. I think Naked Dimes in Battle Royales is pretty strong. In fact, maybe that's what we do on this team. Or do we do Lawrence? Or do we do Kyler? Yeah, let's do Kyler on this team. So team number 1, Kyler Murray, Saquon Barkley, Bucky Irving, Devontae Adams, Brian Thomas Jr., and Trey McBride. I do feel fairly strongly about Trey McBride and Brock Bowers this week, but I've been wrong about many things that I felt strongly about before. Nice little distribution there. We'll definitely do a Dawg Bowl today. Want to get in these streets before ADP really starts to crystallize. These just get a lot harder to draft earlier in the week. Oh, I mean, I'm not saying Chase is bad. Honestly, more what I'm thinking is just kind of because the thing about battle royales is the battle royales, and you guys all know this, it's a combos game. And the better combos with Chase, in my opinion, are going to be found a little bit later in the week. Not that I wouldn't take Chase. I'll tell you some of the guys I'm not really interested at all in taking right now. Nico Collins, I think, is crazy overdrafted. You should be able to get him a little bit later. I'm not crazy about Jalen Hurts at this price right here, although quarterback is fairly thin. Wide receiver 7 Roma Dunze price does not feel great to me. Not loving wide receiver 7 Roma Dunze. That is the all-time overreact to what we just saw season. What do you guys think of the new overlay? By the way, new overlay on the channel worked this up this morning as I was making the waiver wire video for the channel this morning. This is really sharp from Ashton. But if you want to get some Jaden Daniels this week, you can take him in the last round, and you've got awesome swaps this week. Even if you wanted to do just like non-stacked swaps. So you obviously have Daniel Jones, who's fine unstacked. You have Drake May, who's fine unstacked. You have Knicks, who's fine unstacked. That's probably, well, maybe Fields. Fields, if he plays this week, potentially you could do unstacked as well. I agree. Rome getting steamed up off of one good game is very funny. Yeah, maybe need to do a slightly smaller overlay because it does cover the top of the draft screen. So maybe we go slightly smaller, which I can do because I left this template up in Canva. So I actually liked the way. Okay, I'm gonna take Puka Nacua. Puka, my mental model, Puka is the wide receiver 1 right now in fantasy football. This guy is absolutely unbelievable, Mr. P. Nacua. I said this earlier. You know what? And let's do it. Let's take Justin Jefferson, double wide receiver start. So Puka, 3.00 yards per route run for his 30-game career. As a single season, so as a 16 or 17 game season, that would be the 5th best wide receiver or 6th best wide receiver season of the last decade. I mean, incredible. Bowers lacked his explosiveness and elusiveness last night. That's what it sounds like. Doesn't sound great. Yeah, this is pretty good for Mr. RM covers. I like the Hurts AJB. Don't even need Hurts with him actually, but I do really like the AJ Brown angle this week. Like AJ Brown right now on this slate is going back to back behind DK Metcalf. You know, no disrespect at all. But come on. This is AJ Brown we're talking about, boys. No, Mr. Bonchi, this is not for DraftKings. This is an underdog battle royale draft. $50,000 to first place, $7 to enter. It is 6-person drafts where you enter into a larger tournament. So it's like a combination of best ball and DFS there when we were in one. Yes, I mean, looking back on it, buying the Puka Nacua ADP dip when people were worried about Stafford's back, my goodness, generational wealth available there. Yeah, you know what? I am going to take Ashton Genty. If Ashton Genty has 1,000 fans, I have one of them. If Ashton Genty has 10 fans, my house is very small. If Ashton Genty has 1 fan, I am him. If Ashton Genty has no fans, I am dead. There's nothing that the mainstream fantasy football community is going to say to me that is going to get me to not be in on Ashton Genty. He's just a very good football player. All right, well, okay, let's not take Jordan Mason on this team. So we could set up a Kraft or a Love. I actually like Kamara more than the market this week. You know what? Let's do it. Let's do a Kraft Love. So this is a bit of a tricky spot, actually. So the specific way that I built this team, because I took Puka, and you don't really want to take Stafford with Puka. I took Jefferson, but I don't want to take Carson Wentz with Jefferson. And I took Genty. Don't want to take Geno with Genty. I'm leaving myself what is a really high-owned pairing with Tucker Kraft and Jordan Love. That'll be a fairly owned pairing of players. So I will need to be mindful here with my final pick and maybe a scroll to like Tony Pollard. Oh, Marion Hampton. I tell you what, I will be scrolling for a Marion Hampton. Is Puka good enough to save my teams with Eckler and Reed? I mean, Jamar Chase saved a bunch of teams with zeros last year. Concerned about plenty of players, but Genty ain't one of them. The O-line does really look bad. I think 2 things obviously have to happen for Genty. The first is, I mean, he just needs to play a little bit better. And the second thing is that he just needs to be used in the he needs to be used in the target game just a smidgen more. Just to, can we get Ashton Genty to 68.3% of the routes and a 12% target share? If we can get him there, our boy's going to be fine. We're not worried about him at all. All right, so we will select Jordan Love. So we have our stack: Jordan Love, Tucker Kraft with Puka, Jefferson, and Ashton Genty. How about that for a team? And then, look, this is scroller's paradise. So I think Jalen Warren is clickable. I think Dobbins is clickable. I think James Conner at running back 24 is clickable. I think Hampton is clickable. I think Pollard is clickable. I do not think DeAndre Swift really is. I think JCM is clickable. I think Kyron is. Running back is crazy this week. Running back is nuts in Underdog BR. Wow. I had frankly not scrolled all the way down yet. My goodness, bro. That right there is something. You know what? Let's do it. Let's really scroll. Jalen Warren, back-to-back double-digit games for Jalen Warren. How high is the ceiling for Jalen Warren, really? Frankly, it's probably not that high. But we have Jordan Love, we have Ashton Genty, we have Jalen Warren, we have Puka Nacua, we have Justin Jefferson, and we have Tucker Kraft. Is that a good team? It's an okay team. Honestly, it does feel like this is the week where running back scrolls are way better than the wide receiver scrolls. The wide receiver scrolls do not feel good. Like clicking on Cooper Kupp or Terry McLaurin or DJ Moore, none of those feel particularly fun to me at all. Let's keep getting our feet wet here a little bit before we hop in the Dog Bowl. Couple Dog Bowl winners in the channel, by the way. My boy Chris with a Dog Bowl seat. Shout out to him. And my boy Chris also finished second in the main BR last week. Heard Teenage Dirtbag at the Savannah Bananas game in Yankee Stadium. Incredible sentence. But I was listening to Davis Maddock, baby. I'm just a slappy drafter, baby. Man, I don't know if Ramondre is that fun of a scroll. I'll tell you what, Ramondre, pretty good scroll in the Dog Bowl. I would be amenable to him. I did see the Tomlin comments on Caleb. They don't sound that good. I was actually pretty excited about Cam Scatterboo. It's so funny, man. Fantasy football has gotten so intricate and so well reasoned and so mainstream that it's just very hard to, reason out like why the waiver wires are this way. Like I did this waiver wire video on my channel this morning. Fantasy football week 3, 7 gems you can't miss. Would love if you guys would go click that, by the way. That would make me real happy. And it's just actually crazy that Cam Scatterboo is already owned in like 65% of fantasy leagues. A 4th round rookie running back on the New York Giants. You can't get him, which is insane. If you really stop to think about it, it's kind of insane. Steelers offense has looked brutal. Yeah, it has. Steelers defense has not looked good at all. I probably can't click Stevenson. Wow, I am going to... Christian McCaffrey at 5. What is happening? I probably am 12 mans only for Stevenson. I am going to try and play a couple more of the 12 mans this week. They do the squib kick. I want to get a better feel of the strategy before I, punt everything away in the dog bowls. Tough. Those dog bowls are tough, man. That is a very top-heavy contest. True. If Field Yates says it's Ramondre's backfield, then it's Ramondre's backfield. All right, Chase goes. Wow. All right. Christian McCaffrey, Puka Nacua. I mean, I don't know if I'd want to start 100% of my teams that way, but I might start 50% of my teams that way. I mean, London is absolutely a smash. Yes, good, very good point from Socrates Raftus, but a very good point. London, I think, is very close to an absolute explosion. This is very funny. Both Atlanta Falcons tight ends, Kyle Pitts and Charlie Warner, played over 80% of the offensive snaps. Like, the Falcons passing game, they got nothing other than throwing the ball to London. Oh, Scadaboo is definitely trending to be a better pick than Trevion Henderson. Me personally, I am just not that worried about Amari and Hampton. Lot of other guys to worry about, in my opinion. Davis, I'm in an 18, now 16 team guillotine league, and the big dog just hit waivers. How much fab am I blowing? So the thing with guillotine leagues, and you will understand this, Ashton. I don't know, is this your first time ever playing? But the thing with guillotine leagues is there's always someone better coming up, right? And I actually wouldn't say that this game against the Lions is like the absolute nutted spot for the big dog either. You obviously should spend, but I wouldn't go insane on them. Andrea, probably no second quarters. Andrea or Andrea? I guess it depends. Probably no second. Oh, all the tight ends just went. All right, I'll eat the Rome chalk on one team. He's not a good pick, but I will eat it on one team. My read is that Jaden Daniels is not playing this week. That's why the news came out so early, but I've been surprised before. Yeah, Pitts just took all of Ray's snaps. That's very true. Do I want to do GT? I definitely need to do something weird with this team. Because I'm just going to take Caleb right now and then figure out what I want to do. Yeah, spread is really low for a game against the Commanders and the Raiders. GM Noah. Yes, you definitely do want to have most of your money left with 6 weeks in the guillotine. I know I mentioned on the Shipcast Thursday, but now that it's over, your Thornton call won me the week, 1 by 3 in Thornton Jr. Wow, there you go. Tyquan Thornton. I wouldn't say Rome is not a bad pick. Like, I'm not saying Rome can't score fantasy points. But the deal with Rome this week is that he's going to be basically 100% drafted. And when projections come out, whatever your projections provider of choice is, he's going to be the most overdrafted player compared to his projection. Just the way she goes. Debo, I mean, Debo could definitely be all right with Mariota. Obviously, you like him a little bit less because the team environment and the team context is a little bit worse. They're going to have a lower projection. They are going to get first downs, more or less often. Well, less often. I don't know why I said more or less. Yeah, they're going to get first downs less often. Like, they're just not going to get a ton of points. I traded Travis Hunter, Kraft, and JCM for, oh my goodness. No, you robbed this man. Assuming it's not tight end premium, you robbed that guy. All right. There is a scroll tight end I like. So I'm going to allow actually, I'm taking Jordan Mason. Jordan Mason over Ashton Genty in week 3. Folks, it is week 3, and we are already selecting Jordan Mason over Ashton Genty. If anyone tells you they know what's going to happen in an NFL season, just show them that right there. Now, to be fair, extenuating circumstances for Jordan Mason. Can I interest you guys in a little Harold Fannin Jr.? Little bit of a quack here. 14 targets, 2 games, ton of dropbacks. I agree with you. Genty will probably end up being my most drafted running back in BRs this week. If I had to guess right now, I would guess that Genty ends up being my most drafted one. I wonder where Harold Fannin Jr. is at in the utilization rate over on Fantasy Life. Oh, Garrett Wilson is a good scroll. Honey, he just took Jordan Mason over Ashton Genty. Harold Fannin Jr. utilization rate, 9th in the National Football League. Ahead of Travis Kelce, ahead of Laporta, ahead of Kincaid. I'm not saying. It's week 3, and Travis Kelce has more underdog points than Bowers. Yep, many such cases. All right, this team was CMC, Puka, Adunze, Caleb, Jordan Mason, Harold Fannin. Maybe should have taken Jake Ferguson on that team for a bring back. But the far more important thing was just getting weird, because that combination of players, man, that combo of Caleb Williams and Rome Odunze, I wonder if that will be the most drafted pairing of players. Probably will be this week in BR. So you need to be very careful when you're building those. I would encourage you to exercise caution. Not caution, but you just need to know what you're building. I saw a couple people say this. I mean, what is there to capitulate with De'Ami Brown? He scored a touchdown, bro. It's always possible for guys to score touchdowns. There you go. I mean, he's totally fine. De'Ami Brown is running, what is he running? 83% of the routes. He has 16% of the targets. He has a 11.2 ADOT. You know, he is a totally fine 18th round. Is he a better pick than Darius Slayton? Yes. Was De'Ami Brown a better pick than Keandre Lambert Smith? Yeah, he was probably a better one. Yeah, Bowers. People are saying Bowers is moving pretty rough. Ooh. Ransack nose ball here. Low owned Sutton bounce back. Yeah, you know what? Actually, this is such a good point. I'm going to take it on this team right here. So we're going to start with Christian McCaffrey. Absolutely love it. God, I love when one of you guys, because sometimes I have this experience with the YouTube chat where I'm frustrated with you guys. You're saying stuff I don't agree with, and I'm getting mad. And I love when Ransack comes in and just drops the hammer. Just checked. Friedman has Garrett Wilson projected as the wide receiver 4 on this slate. KLS got canceled last night. Offense. Ooh. Well, I'm very glad that I was not awake to see this. If I would have been awake to see Keandre Lambert Smith get an offensive offside, that would have ruined my night. I mean, how about us shipping the pick'em last night though? For me, there is no bigger sweat than when I do a YouTube short and an Instagram reel for the picks. Man, do I sweat those. I want to get these so bad. This one last night. Jacoby Myers higher, 59.5 receiving yards. Bucky Irving higher receptions. Justin Herbert rush attempts. I mean, boy, was I sweating that one last night, because Bucky did not get over 2.5 receptions until the final. What was it? It was literally the final drive of the game. Would have been awake for Lauby. Braun is saying that KLS did get some snaps after the offsides call. Where was I when Lauby got the 2-minute drill? I mean, I was sleeping, brother. I was sleeping good. So if I'm scrolling for Sutton, I'm taking Bowers here. They want me to stop taking Brock Bowers. They're telling me he stinks. He looks like he has a torn ACL. He's no good. And I'm telling the people, you guys chillax on my boy Brock Bowers. You guys take it easy. Let's do, you know what? Drake London. Someone just mentioned London as one of the most obvious buy lows. I completely agree. When do the Chiefs just give the backfield to Brashard? I mean, the tricky thing about doing that, if you are the Kansas City Chiefs, is you do still think that you can win a Super Bowl. Now, you guys can think about that, how true that is. So it's very hard when you think that you have Super Bowl DNA, when you think you're a Super Bowl contender, to say, well, let's just give up on Super Bowl champion Isaiah Pacheco. Let's give up on the guy who got us to the Super Bowl last season, and let's go to this, 7th round rookie converted wide receiver. Very tough to do. Not to say they're not going to do it, but the Chiefs are not approaching their situation the same way that you and I are. Because in their heads, they're like, well, we could have won in week 1. We definitely could have won in week 2. That Travis Kelce play was a negative 7.1 expected point swing. Like one of the highest expected point swing you're going to find. You know what? I did not see the Laube touches, but I do love this. Laube had a reception behind the line, juked a dude, trucked another. That's my boy. That's my boy, Dylan. I actually agree with this. Your current NFL leader in pass rate over expectation. Do you guys know? Jim Harbaugh's Los Angeles Chargers lead the National Football League in pass rate over expectation. Walker I like. Brees I like a lot. ETN I like. You know what? We're scrolling like crazy on this team. JCM, Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt. The Dallas defense is pretty bad. Yeah, the Dallas defense has no pass rush and no secondary. That's tough. That's a no-no. Yeah. What was the play that Kelce did in the first game? Kelce did something bad in the fourth quarter in the first game too. Against the Chargers. I can't even remember what it was. What a disheartening beginning to the season. All right, here we go. We are going to go Bo Nicholas first. Did Nix get taken? No, he didn't, right? Yeah, Bo Nix, quarterback 15. Bo Nix here, and then scrolling all the way down to Courtland Sutton at wide receiver 32 for the final pick. That's right. It was bobbled into an interception again. Yeah, drop slant in the red zone. No, it wasn't a bobble. It was just a straight drop on a touchdown. Should I still stash Keaton Mitchell in a 12-team redraft? I have Derrick Henry. I mean, hot take. Curious your guys' opinion on this one. Would you rather have Jerome Ford or Austin Eckler? Would you rather have Jerome Ford, who's going to get you like 2.7 points per game, or would you rather have Keaton Mitchell? I think I might rather have Keaton Mitchell. Incredibly hot take. I might rather have Keaton Mitchell. Harbaugh, I mean, I don't think that Harbaugh has a weird affinity for Justin Herbert. I just think that is who Harbaugh is. He is just a very intense, serious person. And when he says that stuff about Justin Herbert, I think he really believes it. That's just how the Harbaughs go. Bang. Courtland Sutton, Bo Nix, Christian McCaffrey, Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt, Drake London, Courtland Sutton, and Brock Bowers. I can remove the comments from the stage real quick so you guys can see all that. Bo Nix, Christian McCaffrey, JCM, Drake London, Courtland Sutton, and Brock Bowers. You love to see it. Knock out a couple more of these, then we can do a dog ball. I am really liking the texture of this week. I'm feeling a shipper. I'm enjoying drafting these more this week than I did last week. Wow, and a 101 now. Influencer 101. I guess Jerome Ford could be shipped off somewhere. And Jerome Ford has upside both ways. Judkins could get injured. Sampson could get injured. You know what, man? Crazy move. I think I would trade Calvin Ridley for Tyler Warren. And maybe I'm just being a prisoner of the moment. But the Tyler Warren stuff has been crazy. The usage for Tyler Warren, the route rate for Tyler Warren. He already has one of the most valuable roles at the tight end position in the NFL. Let's pull up the Colts advanced receiving stuff just to demonstrate my point. Hold on. 101. Yeah, I mean, I'm sorry, Market, but it is Christian McCaffrey. He is the 101. All right, I want to sort by first read target share. 24.5% first read target share for Tyler Warren. That is ahead of Michael Pittman Jr., ahead of Josh Downs, obviously. And then let's just contextualize that for the entirety of the National Football League. I need to do qualifier minimum routes. Let's go 25 minimum routes. Apply. Because I bet it's still really high. All right, so first, obviously, you have the ultra alpha wide receivers here: JSN, Neighbors, Flowers, Garrett Wilson, Chase, London, McBride, Evans, Puka, CD Lamb. Wow, Rome. All right, maybe I'm a little light on Rome. Devontae Adams, Jacoby Myers. Then you start getting into the next tier guys. Juwan Johnson shows up, but Tyler Warren. It's not as high as I thought, maybe. But like better first read target share than Keenan, better first read target share than Tet, better first read target share than T. Better first read target share than Brock Bowers. Bucky goes. Okay. You know what? Let's do. I don't want to take Jalen Hurts. I really don't. Let's do London. Yeah, let's do London and let's do Ladd. I was just talking about my boy Jay Herbie. The new Skate game is out today. Will you indulge? Man, I wish. I really wish, Rhino. I think about this constantly. I really wish that I had time to play video games because I love video games. I really do. And I just do not have the time, which is a huge bummer. Because a lot of people will tell you that video games are like not a part of a productive society. Dude, they so are. Video games are so fun. Do you think, do you think Julius Caesar would have conquered Gaul if he could have just played Call of Duty? He would not have. He would not have done the Celtic Holocaust if he could have just played Tony Hawk's Pro Skater. You know what I'm saying? They're one of the, honestly, video games are one of the highlight achievements of humanity. And I'm sad that I don't have the time. Drop Jerome Ford or Mitchell for Miles Sanders, C-Rod, or McNichols. No. I mean, maybe McWeapon. I don't know, man. Because I think, honestly, JCM is just going to play a lot more. I really do. Let's do... I need a running back. Let's do ETN. Or it's Herbert. Herbert is quarterback 6. All right, let's take our quarterback. Let's do... let's actually do Jatavian Sanders as the bring back here. And then whatever we get is fine. Imagine snagging some tapes in the warehouse right now. No, sadly, I'm going to do the same thing that my parents did to me, which is no video games for a long time. I don't think I got my first video game system until I was like 13. No, that's not true. That's not true. I had a Game Boy. Wait till your kid is addicted to brain rot right out of the womb. It's one of those things, I think, before you're a parent where you're like, dude, no way. I'm not giving my kid an iPad. And then like you're a parent and then you're like, dude, my kid is so annoying. My kid is just like, dude, I need them out of my hair for 17 minutes so I can do the dishes and do the laundry. And you're like, yeah, man, here's the iPad. So I am very careful to try and not say things like, dude, no chances my kid getting an iPad. Because, like, who knows? I mean, basically, there's just not much of a difference in terms of role, in my opinion, between Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt and Chris Rodriguez. But JCM is just a little bit better. Chris Rodriguez, I know it became a bit of a meme. Chris Rodriguez is like the most replacement level running back of all time. Dang. Okay, so Joka, who actually is in who's in the Deposit Kingdom Discord. So he did a smart thing here. He took Jaden Daniels with the first pick of the 6th round, so he is going to have good swaps there. That's why I didn't take Herbert at what was that, 25. So I didn't take Herbert at 25 because I wanted to select Jaden Daniels if he was there for the swap, or I'll just take Herbert right here. Wow. I mean, there are so many clicks. Like, just like an infinite number of guys. Like, this dude just took Breece Hall, and I'm like, yeah, sure. Fine 6th round pick. Oh, well, I wasn't saying you're not competing for that many quarterback swaps, although maybe a little bit more than normal. It's not about competition for swaps. Well, wait, you're right. I am an idiot. Why wouldn't I have just... Well, no. Hold on. Reverse. How many people are you competing for quarterback swaps? Really, though? The thing is I guess I don't want to be taking 5th round Jaden. That doesn't make any sense either. Dabk's right, and I was wrong. I should have just taken Jaden Daniels there, and if I wanted to swap, I could swap. Or if he doesn't play, I'll swap. I guess that is an early game, right? That's actually important because the way swaps work is they swap at game time. So if Jaden Daniels is a game time decision and doesn't get ruled out until the afternoon window, okay, yeah, it is an early game, so it doesn't matter. Is Amarian Hampton trash? No, come on. Amarian Hampton? I don't. Maybe he is. You're talking to someone who's like not advancing any teams in Best Ball Mania. So maybe I don't know anything. I got Justin Herbert though. Secured the services of Justin Herbert on that team. So good for me. Yeah, I like that take that the Chargers are kind of the skeleton key this week, actually, in Battle Royales. I think that is pretty sharp. Hampton looked like a lost puppy. Well, maybe it's better if I don't dig too deep into that film. Is Amarian Hampton just the new Najee Harris? No, he might be more like a new... I mean, honestly, the comp might be a little bit more Trent Richardson. Hopefully they actually fix swaps. I'm pretty sure they didn't work the first 2 weeks. Well, mine worked. My George Kittle swaps worked last week, although I guess I didn't go and fact check to make sure that it went the correct way. So maybe I'm totally wrong. Yeah, people are saying that Byshell Tuden already had a better scoring week than Hampton, than Harvey, than Jeanty, than Henderson. Well, Trent Richardson is very bearish, but it wasn't bearish for Trent Richardson as a rookie. People misremember the Trent Richardson stuff. Trent Richardson for fantasy football as a rookie was like basically fine. Let's do Taylor. Taylor, I like this week. Trent Richardson as a rookie in 15 games had, what do you have? He had like 1,400 scrimmage yards and 12 touchdowns. Yeah, 1,300 scrimmage yards and 12 touchdowns. Wow. Jonathan Taylor and Puka. I mean, that is also a very nutted start. I guess, I mean, frankly, Mookie, you're right. There's probably I don't have a good way to know, because I didn't go look and see if my Kittle team swapped or if my Mooney teams swapped. All right, Nose Ball says it was a weird game. There was a few times where Hampton was wide open and Herbert just didn't throw to him. Okay. You know, I think it's funny that people talk about Trent Richardson being a comeback story, and the thing he came back from was being a Cleveland Brown. Yes. Chad, that was the point I was trying to make, was if we got offered the Trent Richardson rookie year for our Hampton bags at this point, we would say yes. Click yes. Jake, I did think of you when I saw that Trey Harris ran some more routes last night. I did think about that. All right, yeah. You know what? Something I'm not scared of. I'm not scared of Ashton Genty. Not scared of Ashton Genty at all. It's easy to swap your George Kittle to get your site credit refunded. I guess I should go check my CSV. Should I try and trade Jamar Chase? You should just keep him. No one is going to give you a fair offer on him right now. Absolutely no one's going to give you a fair offer. Let's do, man, there are so many scrolls. It's just, it's unbelievable how many there are. Let's work backwards from quarterback. Well, it's too late. Already too late. I took Drake London. I need to dig a little bit deeper in. Would love to play in a team position group versus defense league. I'll take the wide receivers against the Raiders. It's kind of fun. Fun idea. I'm always down. I always like fun league formats like that. Ooh. That's a really interesting one. Rest of season rankings. I have not done. I'll probably do rest of season rankings on my Patreon. Probably maybe tomorrow. Would you guys trade JSN for Nico Collins or Justin Jefferson, or would you just keep him? My honest to God lean is that I probably would rather have Justin Jefferson, but it would be I would be so tilted to trade JSN away. I think you're keeping him. I think you're keeping JSN. JSN has a 44% target share. 44. 4-4. He might just be a superstar, man. He might just be as good as Justin Jefferson. Which is wild. All right. Well, I played kind of bad on this one. I am going to take Jaden. I'm going to take Jaden Daniels for the swap on this one instead of taking Penix. He really might. He really might catch a bunch of passes. 150 is a lot, but he might. JSN is an unstoppable force. It's true. All right, Jaden Daniels, Jonathan Taylor, Ashton Genty. I guess I could take Ertz versus the Raiders to set up the stack. could do. Yeah, you know what? Whatever. Let's do it. And again, if I am swapping, I guess I'd probably my quarterback 6 in swaps will be Herbert. So maybe I'll or maybe swaps won't work and I'll be stuck with Jaden Daniels. Tracy back to kick return. Yeah, it's over. It was always Scattaboo, and it will remain always Scattaboo. So something I'm realizing as I'm drafting here is I need to be working backwards a little bit better. Because what I'm doing is I'm getting to a spot in drafts and then I'm not thinking. And I'm running out of time to make good backstacks. So like Kyler, Marvin Harrison, that's an unowned good one. Nick Sutton is a good one. Geno Bowers is fine. Dak Pickens. Love Dubs is doable. Obviously, Baker, Evans, Igbuka. Honestly, probably like Naked Herbert. Naked Herbert, I think, is totally fine in this context. I also feel bad for drafting Tracy because I had Tracy legitimately ranked like 25 spots after ADP for most of the contest. So I don't even really know what happened to me once I got there, but I hated that it did get there. I really hated it. I would rather have JSN getting 1 million targets a game and has a better QB, better than mid QB. Dude, McCarthy it was not very fun to watch JJ McCarthy. I will say that. And also another thing that sucks is just 2 of the top pass catchers you not want their like not wanting Browning, not wanting Wentz, not wanting Stafford, not wanting Darnold, not wanting Stroud makes all these high quarterback selections really annoying. Do you guys see what I'm saying? Like the top other than Lamb, you don't want the quarterbacks and BRs of any of these guys. Wow, 37% Scatterbrew. That's I wish I was trading. I wish I could trade portfolios with you, Josh. That's how it's done. That's how to draft. But yeah, it's just a weird week. I guess because the ceilings of these quarterbacks outside of these specific targets is too low. I wonder if that really increases the value. Like, I wonder if like Jones, Murray, May, any of the running quarterbacks are just like marginally more important. It's true. You know what? You're right. Everything does just feel bad right now. Week 3 of the NFL season, the whole exercise just feels pretty gosh darn bad. Well, I probably will not have very many combinations of these 2 guys, of JSN and JT, because they just don't particularly line up. Yeah, I think this might be the answer. A lot of solo Drake May feels pretty good. I think that is probably correct. You know what, Kev? I disagree. I don't think either of these things are true. There you go. This is really funny. But is there anyone out there who's a team they love to the degree that we have teams that are dead? And Tyler goes, I'm in 12th on Drafters. Feels pretty good to me. Did you use promo code Davis on Drafters, Tyler? That's what I want to know. Is there anyone out there who has a team they love to the degree we have teams that are dead? Yeah, you know what? Actually, I got one for you, Minetto. There is a guy who loves his team as much as we hate our teams, and it's this man right here. This man right here. Hit him with the gritty. It's been a good start to the season. Guy is advancing like every team he drafted. So big shout out to the Gridster. All right, we're taking Tyler Warren on this team. Oh, no, Davis. I keep doing that. I keep doing that. That is like literally probably the 27th time in 3 weeks that I have immediately drafted 2 players on the same team without really intending to do it. I have a 310 point scoring team in the German Shepherd too. I hope you ship it, man. It's probably not going to be my year, but I really, really, really hope it's going to be one of y'all's year. Dude, probably, I mean, I don't know how much run good we have in the community, but Psychedelic Curse winning 100K was so cool. Knowing that someone in Slappy Central shipped 100K is so cool. It only takes one. Yeah, you know what? I'm just taking Daniel Jones right now because if someone takes Daniel Jones before me on this team, I'm just tilted. Game solved. LRQB partner, dude. LRQB partner. Oh, we got a good argument going on in the Slappy Central. Someone's got to modulate the boys. This is just a very funny sentence. I'm 0 of 20 in the Schnauzers. I'd like to call the Daniel Jones overstack to line 1. You know what? I predict if the Indianapolis Colts do not punt in this game, this lineup will be very good. You know, that's all we need. We just need Daniel Jones continuing the never punt mantra. All right, Jonathan Taylor, JSN, Tyler Warren, Dan Jones. Taking Genty here would actually be a good bit. No. 151 on Daniel Jones. I would do your backup bid for Jake Browning. Jake Browning is a really good ad on NFFC. All right. Instead, I will take Jordan Mason. Then we need to add a little scroll to our life at wide receiver here. I'm going to be the last Japanese soldier still fighting the DJ Moore war. I've already drafted DJ Moore a couple times. How important are the first couple weeks in best ball if you aren't top 4 or 5 in a pot after week 2? Nick, you're asking the wrong person, brother. You're asking the wrong person. I'm sorry. I don't have you're going to get a very doom and gloom answer from me. Probably a better question for Chesleyam. Actually, the real person who will give you an answer is Sacrilegious from Legendary Upside. He wrote up a whole article about how stable that stuff is. I'd rather advance 0 Schnauzers than win only the Schnauzer. Benny, I would like to personally win the Schnauzer. Hold on. I need a wide receiver here. I'd like it to be a good... You know what? I almost took Olave. No, I'm going to take Tet. I think Tet is really good. It's crazy that JSN led an OSU team with Garrett and Olave in receiving, then Shane Waldron. That's not exactly what happened. That is a little bit of revisionist history on Jackson Smith and Jigba. A lot of that production came with Garrett and Olave not on the field. All right. JT, JSN, Tyler Warren, Dan Jones, Jordan Mason, Ted McMillan. Actually, not that bad. Not that bad. All right, let's do it. Let's fire up a Dog Bowl qualifier. See if we can find a win in here. I think we probably can. I will say, of all the weeks we've had, this one does feel most uniquely good for 12 mans. With a kid on the way, are you actually going to have to get a job next year? I mean, and this is gonna sound glib, but like winning anything in these contests is a lot like winning in these contests is obviously a bonus, but it's not anything steady and dependable that I can rely upon. It's more about how much money can I make from YouTube and from Patreon. That is more important. Like truly, if my videos were consistently getting 10,000 views, if every video I did got 10,000 views, I would never have to sweat going back to State Farm. It's not as much as you think. Like the way that, but also Miles knows. It is literally all about the clout. The clout. Wow. Ray is Ray, are you in this one? Is Gritty in this one? Are we DBQing? Chicago stacks pretty good in the dog bowl. I'll tell you, here are a couple things I think are really good for the 12 man. I think that Gino is really good in the 12 mans. I think Bo Nix is really good in the 12 mans. I think Aaron Rodgers is pretty good in the 12 mans. Some of the scroll running backs I already know. Hampton, really like. JCM, I really like. Ramondre, I like. And that's probably about it at running back. Wide receiver, I mean, Golden feels really good. Olave feels really good, actually. What is Shaheed? I bet Shaheed is undrafted. Yeah, wide receiver 41. Now, I mean, obviously the Seattle defense is very good. Dude, I'm never going back to the farm. Trey Tucker, my favorite pick in 12 minutes. Yeah, Josh, this is really good. This is really, really good. Knows I don't actually work at State Farm yet. I don't actually work at State Farm yet. But I do appreciate that I fit a stereotype. Too Cool loves the Steelers Patriots game. I mean, imagine telling yourself that sentence last week. Oh, well, that's going to happen all the time in BRs. BTJ and Igbuka are, you know, they're whatever. I should teach something in a community college. Do I want Bark? You know what? No, I don't. I like the running back scrolls. The wide receiver scrolls. I don't know. I'm into it. You know what? I might draft more 12 mans than normal. The usage stuff has been sort of interesting for CeeDee Lamb, where the Cowboys have been a little bit better than you thought in terms of passing efficiency, but only a 29% target share for CeeDee Lamb. I mean, I don't know about some of you guys. I was thinking there certainly was a chance that CeeDee Lamb could be a 33% target share guy. I agree. It does feel much flatter. Matt, this is the Dog Bowl qualifier that we are drafting in right now. I agree. I promise you, even at a community college, you do not want me teaching 200 level stats or probabilities. I certainly promise you that. Yeah, Turpin is getting a lot of work, but Mr. Turpin, who's run 29% of the snaps, 32% of the routes, 21% targets per route run, he injured his neck on Sunday against the Giants, which does not feel very good. Yeah, the round 18 Terp. I mean, dude, he already scored a touchdown. So how mad can we be at the Terpster? But a neck injury for a dude who weighs 160 pounds. You know, I'm putting him in the same bucket that I am putting in Worthy, where like anything else I get from that young man is gonna be a small win. Yeah, Chris, you know. Jake from State Farm is pumped. Dude, oh man. I don't even I guess it's so funny when football is actually going on, we talk a lot less about the stuff I really like to talk about, like the just the more interesting stuff. But at the gym this morning and then on the treadmill, I was listening to, and I promise I don't normally listen to super douchey stuff like this. Like the self-improvement stuff I like is not this is what everyone would say, but the Modern Wisdom podcast with Chris Williamson, I don't love it. But Sam Sulek did the Modern Wisdom podcast with Chris Williamson, and I just really like Sam. And so if any of you guys are into that kind of stuff, weightlifting, self whatever, it's really, really good. But you saying get jacked had me thinking about that. I was like ready to run through a brick wall this morning listening to that podcast. It was very good. What are we gonna do here? We have CeeDee Lamb. I tell you, I definitely don't want to take Javonte. I don't think I want to take Tucker Kraft. I think tight end, like Fannin, Strange, Henry, even Otten, even Njoku. Njoku tight end 16 is crazy. Okay. Gosh, what do I want to do here? You know what? I probably have to take a running back here. Man, tough, tricky spot. Okay, I'm going to take Ladd. And just get what I get at quarterback. You'd make a really good UFO news podcaster. I have something to show you, Tyler. The truth is out there, Tyler. Truth is out there, bro. You know what that is, Tyler? Yeah, you know ball. You know ball. Just saw one of my teams has Mahomes and Dart at quarterback with Neighbors, Wandale, Worthy, Rice, and it's in first. Huh. I mean, I actually I believe Dart ended up being my most drafted quarterback across all contests, which does not feel great after Russell Wilson scored all those points. Love David Duchovny. I'm not hip to the media right in Panama. Not hip. Yeah, in general, being in first right now should feel better. I bet it. Not that I would have any experience being in first, but I bet it feels better than being in 11th. Okay, here's my chance to get a running back. I really was kind of fine with any of these dudes. Didn't love any of them. The question is what type of quarterback, because the quarterbacks I bet are going to start to go. Eggers, my boy, with Jacobs Genty. That is a hot fire start. Dang. Okay. Hubbard, Kyron, Kamara, Pollard, Ken Walker. Man, those running back scrolls are... They are calling to me like a green goblin. All right, 1-0 running back team. 1-0 running back team for the road. GM, sir. How you doing? You have a very good start. Oh, Miles, Miles, do you know that's my absolute favorite show of all? That I like that show even better than X-Files. In Panama, a meteorite fell near a man's home. This meteorite is composed of a rare metal not found on Earth. Its color changes under sunlight. When plants were placed on the meteorite, they were completely incinerated. All right, I need to get hip. There is, by the way, I'm very distracted not very distracted. I'm somewhat distracted. There's an unbelievable conversation happening in the Slappy Central Discord right now. If you thought there were not folks willing to absolutely go to the mat and go to war about fantasy football in week 3, you'd be wrong. Man, I'm going to be stuck at running back here. My plan, my mental plan was to take JCM and Jalen Warren, but how bad is that? Like, my running back room is going to project like 19 points worse than the Bijan Javonte team. Some people don't like the elevator music. You do the elevator music. Some people don't like it. I don't know. You guys tell me. I think it's also not great for the people who listen on podcast. This is very funny. I don't have the energy for Buck today. I also have had this thought that the music messes with the mic inputs. Wow. Mark says it's the only reason he tunes in. Okay. All right. The people have spoken. Got to take the Cards pass catchers this week. Their entire CB room is hurt. They're going to have to start keeping up maybe this week versus the Niners. Okay. Oh, City Walk says it stresses him out. Andy likes it. Can we get a synopsis of the convo? I lost track. All right. JCM went. You know what? Sure. James Conner against the four. James Conner. I've just keep drafting this guy. They're arguing about Brock Bowers in the Discord. That's really all I can handle. Man, the Houston Texans last night. I would be embarrassed if I was on their coaching staff. If it was my job to be an NFL play caller, and I was on their coaching staff, I would be super embarrassed. Because you've got Justin Watson and Xavier Hutchinson out here generating zero separation. Terrible. The only time Jalen Noel got a touch of the ball, like Jalen Noel it was great. They could have won the game. The Texans were embarrassing from the start of that game to the end of that game, and they could have won that game. I mean, obviously the defense played pretty well. But Jalen Noel put them in a spot to win the freaking game. I don't know, man. I think that kind of stuff, like, how is D'Amico Ryans looking those dudes in the face? Yeah, I'm not like Hutchinson is obviously not a terrible player, but playing Justin Watson over Nolan Higgins is crazy. Jay Herbie, come on home. Justin Herbert, James Conner, CeeDee Lamb, Lad McConkey, Tyler Warren. That's how it's done, brother. Mike McDaniel is good. Well, is he going to cook as the Texans OC? Ashton, why are you trying to max BR before Friday afternoon? You traveling? You out of town, out of state, brother? Oh, it's this I mean, I think this probably is certainly why Jalen Noel and Jaden Higgins didn't play more. The coaches, right, again, like you said, right or wrong, are just like, well, these dudes are not ready to play. That was probably I guess I could switch up the music, but yeah, I mean filling up the dead air. That is what it's there for. Okay, I kind of thought the same thing. Was it me or did Chubb have some burst on the touchdown run? I mean, he definitely did have some burst. I wondered, okay, this is how cooked to me he seems though. I wondered, did the Buccaneers let him score? In my mind, I saw that run and I was like, did the Buccaneers just let him score? I thought the same thing. I was like, I don't know. I think they let him score. Going, I don't know, man. Because I believe that Nick Chubb's prior rushes to that point had averaged less than a yard per carry. He had 12 for 43 with a 27-yard touchdown run. Yeah, you guys are agreeing with me. I think well, so if you look at it, they got the ball back with just enough time because I believe if Chubb, so I think it was because if Chubb had gotten the first down, couldn't they have taken the clock down? Well, yeah. And famously, Nick Chubb was one of the other. Do you guys remember this? This was a long time ago. I want to say this was maybe 4 seasons ago, maybe 5 seasons ago. Nick Chubb was in the same situation and he did kneel. And I remember he was one of the guys who tweeted like, oh, sorry to my fantasy owners, but I was trying to win the game or whatever. And then I think maybe one other time in Nick Chubb's career, he scored when he shouldn't have, and the Browns blew like a 14-point lead. All right, now do I do Hampton or do I do Dobbins for a little bring back action? A little revenge action here. Hampton or, I don't know. I'm trying to think about what's correlated better. You know what? I'm going Dobbins. I think the Texans were out. I think so. All right. I do need to see Hampton cook one time. First Dog Bowl team of the week. CeeDee Lamb, Ladd McConkey, Tyler Warren, James Conner, Justin Herbert, and J.K. Dobbins. It was so good. It was so good, man. Baker spraining his ankle and then realizing that he had an opportunity to talk shit to someone and then popping up and going, I'm on you, bro. I'm thinking about trading Hunter for Dobbins. I would definitely not do that, Heinrich. No, not saying you shouldn't do it, but I'm just telling you, man to man, I would not do that. All right, what did Chad cook up here? Our boy Charlie did Nico, Bowers, Brees, JCM, Sutton, and Nix. I love the Sutton and Nix. I love Brees. I love JCM. Chad did Bucky and Mason, Igbuka and Baker. He did G. Wilson. And Brenton Strange is sharp, Chad. Hampton not on fraud watch to me. Jerick McKinnon, you're correct. He is a great dude, and he definitely does know ball. All right, Rusty is reporting to us live from the Chubb run. The safety definitely let him score. That sounds about right. I think they let him score. Yeah, I'm still figuring out the slate too. My 10,000 view angle of the slate though is that the scroll running backs are going to determine it. I don't know which one, but there are a lot of scroll running backs available that all look pretty appetizing for fantasy football. All right. Trying to think if there's any. Nah, let's just go back to the main BR. We will do another dog bowl though. We'll probably close out with another one. Favorite buy low, BTJ, Thomas, London, or Lad? London, Chris, would be my favorite buy low. That would be my personal opinion. I have BTJ and Neighbors. Do I play Rome over Tet? I just acquired Zay Flowers. Raphael, what a team, dude. What is this league, brother? Who are you playing with? That they're just giving you. Are these brothers just gifting you wide receivers? That's crazy stuff. I mean, I guess you can play London over Tet. How much did the Splash Tiers overlay this last week? It was a decent amount, and they're guaranteed prize pools. Promo code SWOLY if you want to sign up. Lobby the Swolecast NFL Tiers Week 3, 20K guaranteed prize pool. Looks like I can go to final. Does it look like it? It was 597 of 889. There you go. Promo code y'all. I don't like it. Always wondered why you were not playing music. Well, normally I do play music, and I didn't just play it for a little bit. If Matt keeps playing well, any chance they roll with him over Purdy? He'd have to play pretty good, Matt. He'd have to play awful good. I honestly, God help me, man. I don't feel good about Barkley this week. Yeah, but they paid Brock Purdy. Well, first off, I appreciate you using promo code SWOLY. Well, I don't know. I think Shanahan likes Brock as well. But yes, Shanahan obviously did. I think it's so true in the end that he did want to take him at 3. I in my heart of hearts, I do really believe that. Okay. Let's see here. Saquon Barkley at 3, followed by JSN. I might, in my rankings this week, I might move JSN. I might have him ahead of Jefferson and Chase. Should I trade Jack Besh and Dynasty for a third? No. Believe in yourself. This is true. Brees is definitely the running back 1 for the Jets. G Joyner. I would love this, man. Darren Waller, I don't think has anything left to give. I drafted some of him in best ball, but I do not think there's 5 to 10 touches a game out there for Darren Waller. What did I think of Cup's resurgence this week? I got to be honest, I did not really think much of it. Felt kind of fluky to me. I'm taking Jaden round 5, round 6. My guess would be is that Jaden Daniels does not play. So if you have built the rest of your team that is constructed around a stack, I probably would avoid it. But with the swaps, I mean, I think you should take some. And there are good swaps because you can swap to Herbert or Daniel Jones, probably, both of whom are fine. Steelers defense looked awful. And Hayward was out, right? Yeah, all right. Well, I am just gonna keep tapping that Bowers button. I mean, I thought Laporta got banged up, but then came back. So how swaps and rankings are supposed to work is that you go over to this tab right here. Well, 1 second. Let me make this pick. You know what? Let's do a Adams team. So you go to this tab right here, and you just set your NFL Sunday main slate rankings. And theoretically, they should swap inside. They should function off of this list. And then also you can go to this. You can go to drafts completed. And you can go here and set your actual swap rankings. But it also depends on when the guy is ruled out. So for example, let's say in an afternoon game, and I don't know what the afternoon games are, but let's just pretend afternoon game 3:30, and the guy is a game time decision, and he's ruled out at 2 p.m. Central. That means that even if you had all the 1 p.m. guys or all the noon game guys ranked ahead of him, you don't get to unswap there. So this has happened for 49ers games before, where like McCaffrey or Kittle or Ayuk or whatever has been questionable. The swaps are really limited. So this is a spot where I'm taking Jaden Daniels because I'm not going to have any competition for this swap here. I got him in the 5th round. There's no one else I really want. This is a spot where I'm taking Jaden Daniels. All right, I need a running back here. To me, the line looks like Jaden Daniels is sitting. All right, welcome to the team, Amari and Hampton. You didn't have to show it to me. Someone wants to give me Byshell Tootin, Jamison Williams, and DJ Moore to receive Bowers and Ladd. That person is trying to scam you. That person is straight up scamming you. And if I am correct, wow, this dude, 0 fucks, just selected Carson Wentz. Yeah, so basically I have no competition for quarterback swaps here. If this team gets Daniel Jones, I'm totally fine with it. The reason you can't swap a late afternoon game to an early game, guys, is swap ranks don't lock at 1 p.m. Well, the swap ranks do lock at 1 p.m. But it's that the swap doesn't take place then, basically. If that makes sense. Like your noon player locks at noon and is therefore not open to being put into a lineup at 3. League, I need running backs terribly bad. Send Bowers for Brees and Mason. Dude, you would have to be down real bad, and you know your league better than I do, but making that trade would make me sick, Miles. What about Bowers plus Brees for A-Chain and J-Mo? That I would do. That I would prefer the A-Chain J-Mo side there. All right. That one was okay. There's our first Jaden Daniels swapperooski. Barkley, JSN, Bowers, Adams, bring back Jaden Daniels, Amarian Hampton. Someone did just say it seems like a good week to do backloaded drafts. It's a very good week to do backloaded drafts. The thing is, and you'll learn this. It's very hard to get all the drafts in that you want if you're backloading them. Real tough because you just don't have enough time. If the 3 p.m. players, yes, correct. So if the 3 p.m. player is ruled out the day before, but if the 3 p.m. player is ruled out at 2:17 p.m. Central Time, they can't be swapped. But if they're ruled out before, they can be swapped because the swaps take place when the swaps take place at noon or when a player is ruled out. Yes. Here, I'll show you guys. I'll show you a worse running back room than this. This might be the worst running back room I have ever drafted in a high stakes league. I mean, it's unbelievable. So this is Trevion Henderson, RJ Harvey, Braylon Allen, Dylan Sampson, Ollie Gordon. I've got a worse one. Ollie Gordon and Tyrone Tracy, who are both dead, are my starters. My bench is Jaden Blue, Jarquez Hunter, Woody Marks, Keaton Mitchell, Brashard Smith, and Vishal Tootin. I mean, I'm starting rootin' tootin' this week. Yes, they can swap to another 4 p.m. game. Let me do a specific example from this week so I can stop just conjecturing. Let me confirm what the late games are this week with a specific example because this will make more sense. All right, so Denver and the Los Angeles Chargers. I'm just taking JSN again. Denver and the Chargers play at 3:05 p.m. Let's pretend that Amarian Hampton was questionable. If Amarian Hampton gets ruled out after the noon games, you can only swap Amarian Hampton for other Chargers running backs, Broncos running backs, Saints running backs, Seahawks, Cardinals, 49ers, Cowboys, Bears. That's it. Hampton is not questionable. I made it up. I made it up to explain the situation. Hampton is not questionable. I mean, he's not to my knowledge. Hampton is not questionable. It's literally just when a player gets ruled out officially, correct? Man, they're just going to keep giving me Brock Bowers, and I'm going to keep on Dipperino-ing. No, you can't. No, you can't. You cannot adjust your swap rankings after the noon games start. They lock at noon. So it can't be like, everyone learns that Audric Estime, and again, I'm just making things up. Everyone learns Isaac Urendo is the play of the day. This was just a very funny question. How many Audric Estime teams are you advancing? How many dips in round 3? A lot more than this, probably. I'm going to have to let someone else do it. Come on in, Chris. Water's warm. Yeah, it truly all depends when a player's ruled out. And if a player is ruled out or ruled doubtful, you cannot swap them. The contest managers say, should have known better. Yeah, it's some classic Pete Carroll stuff. The Raiders going all Trey Tuckers, Amir White, and Dante Thornton. All right, I'm taking... Well, actually, I'm going to take Jordan Mason. And then I'm about to show you guys how to get serious. If his name was Dontavian Thornton, hey, I like Dante Thornton just fine. Is Keenan Allen a top 25 wide receiver rest of season? No, but he's a lot closer to top 25 to the point that this is not like a crazy thing to have said. I am the last Japanese soldier fighting the DJ Moore battle. My thoughts on the Seattle backfield are Kenneth Walker is just like a really, really good he's a very explosive runner. He's not a positive success rate runner, but neither is Charbonnet, really. You know, they're both kind of like top 32 fantasy running backs, top 34 fantasy running backs. Wow, shout out to Ben Weaver gifting 5 memberships to the channel. 5 more people to go argue in the Discord. I mean, I think Walker might be a little bit banged up. I don't know. It doesn't make a ton of sense to me. There you go. Here's this one. This might be a Jane Daniels undrafted room. Oh, it's a great week to scroll at Pocket Passer. Unbelievably good week to scroll at Pocket Passer. When can we get a video stream that is all resurrection conjecture? Dude, they might not even do it this year because they're doing these second quarter contests. There you go. A Jaden Daniels doesn't get drafted. I love spelling out bidet. Doesn't Mahomes already have like 90 rushing yards? This is going to be his best ever rushing season for sure. All right, CMC, JSN, Brock Bowers, Jordan Mason, DJ Moore. The DJ Moore stuff is not as bad as the mainstream fantasy football media would have you believe. It's not good. But, dude, I mean, he's running all these routes. He's out there all the time. Like, how long can a 17% target share for Olamide Zaccheaus sustain itself? How long can Cole Kmet and, like, I think it is better than you would think. Wow, he's leading all quarterbacks. Shout out to Pat, man. I don't care how many wins or losses that team has. I love Patrick Mahomes. He's my favorite athlete of all time. Good for him. What percentage of teams drafted in the second quarter are already dead? I don't even know the rules of the second quarter. Is it literally just it eliminates 25% every week until the final? Wow, a little 101 ski here. Can't beat that. Easy to not care about wins and losses on Super Bowl credits. 2 of 12, 2 of 5, 1 of 4, 374. Okay. Everyone clicking DJ ahead of Rome last week equals Rome as a play. Everyone clicking Rome ahead of DJ this. Yeah, I love it. I think that Ben Johnson probably is a coach who believes in stuff like that too, Coxer. Bang. Little Bijan 101. Next week is the week to draft. Yeah, probably. I was listening to the first game last night and thought Bucky must have had like their no. Well, also, Steven, they got so many names wrong. It was crazy. You guys think the lines in the bottom corners behind the stream window? I don't know. I was trying to add some texture to the screen. Is all. He and Joe Buck were the all-time offenders of I have never heard a broadcast be so insanely they said we talked about, we were talking about, I talked about, he talked about, we talked to him about. It was I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it. Did you talk about how this generational running back class is total ass? Man, Andy, I'm really sorry to disappoint you, brother, but you probably are needing to find someone else if you want someone to agree with you on that take, because I do not agree with this. I think this running back class is certainly well above average right now. Let's go Bijan, Ginty, and Ladd. This class is, I mean, what? Only like, there are already like 10 starters. So rookie running back on the Patriots is contributing. Rookie running back on the Dolphins is contributing. Rookie running back on the Colts is the running back too. Rookie running back on the Jaguars got them to trade a running back. Rookie running back on the Texans already superseded Dameon Pierce. Steelers, Caleb Johnson fail. Judkins and Sampson for the Browns. Hampton for the Chargers. Harvey for the Broncos. Ginty for the Raiders. Brashard Smith made the roster over Eli Mitchell on the Chiefs. Let's see, what else? Corey Krosky-Merritt got Brian Robinson Jr. traded. Cam Scadaboo supplanted Tracy. What else is that? That's like 15 teams. Kyle Monungai made the roster over Roshan. He's a running back 2 on the Bears. And there we go. Okay, so maybe only 16 teams got influenced by the rookie running backs. Me personally, I am not worried about Ginty. I am not. But I could see why someone would be. What are the main tier breaks? This is actually a very good question that is much more on topic than what I just said. So I think, let me make these picks here real quick. I'm going to take Tucker Kraft with this one. And I'm going to take Cortland Sutton. Actually, you know what? I'm taking Marvin Harrison Jr. This is just absurdly low. So I think the big tier break, I think there is a tier break right here after these three. Bijan, McCaffrey, Taylor. Then I think CeeDee, Barkley, Chase, Puka, JSN, Jefferson is another tier. Then, in my opinion, I actually think Bowers and McBride are in a tier of themselves after that. And then, honestly, from there, it's a super flat tier. Hey, Andy, I'm right there with you, man. We're tilting. We're tilting hard. I'm tilting with you. It stinks. Watching Hampton right now stinks. Speaking of rookie running backs, I did 60 puppies with Sean Siegel's rankings imported into the sidekick. I'm advancing one of those. Well, I bet you have 100% Keaton Mitchell though. I know it, dude. It was really tilting. This is definitely true. I mean, I do not think Kyle Monunga is very good. But I also don't think Roschon's very good. Hot take, rankings do more harm than good. I mean, I think you're probably right, but people also like demand them. You know, the things must be ranked out there. Monty over Roschon. What do you mean, what's going on in Denver? The Monty roll with no touchdowns or big plays. Sick. Yeah, I mean, Roschon is a zero juicer. That is for sure true. Jay Herbie? Jay Herbie it is. Justin Herbert, Bijan Robinson, Ashton Genty, Lad McConkey, Marvin Harrison, Tucker Kraft. I mean, just look at these quarterbacks that all got drafted. This is a very funny week. Herbert, Kyler, Hurts, Daniel Jones, Sam Darnold, Jake Browning. Hurts is going to be the only quarterback 100% drafted this week. All right, let's go hop into another Dog Bowl qualifier. Let's see if we can find a shipper, boys. Gosh darn it, would I like a shipper. And then we can highlight some early week skeleton keys and get on out of here. Yes, I mean, ultimately, this is absolutely true. The problem with rankings is that people just use them as they exist and not as, like, suggestions that also need to be intelligently applied to the position. Do I have any good teams on DraftKings? I don't know. Let's go find out. Does Davis Maddock have any good teams on DraftKings? I got a lot of Harold Fannin Jr. on DraftKings. I do know that. So that's probably pretty good for me. On DraftKings, here's my best team on DraftKings. Jared Goff, James Cook, Rashad White, LOL, St. Brown, Terry McLaurin. This team's not even good. I sorted by points. This team is not even good. Juwan Johnson, Dylan Sampson, Ridley, Trey Benson, Hollywood Brown, Diggs, Jonnu, Trevion, Fields, Tesla, Braylon Allen, Anthony Richardson, KLS. So I think that should answer the question. No, I don't have any teams that are any good. All right, a Dog Bowl shipper incoming. We've got all absolute legends here. We've got Drap, we've got Nez, we've got Goods, we've got the T-Bear, we've got Easy, we've got Fresh Picks, and we've got Hochberg and G-Men. Honestly, it's Josh Jacobs be easy, but it's closer than you would think. A lot closer than you would think. KLS is going to happen. I'm fully ready to go blind. You know what, Eli? Me too, man. Me too. I am ready. I'm ready in the... Dude, if Byshell Tootin can score a receiving touchdown in week 2, KLS can score a 70-yard touchdown at the right time. You feel me? I think you feel me, bro. Yeah, it's a good game, Chris. Yeah, there you go. Wow, a fellow Davis man. Thanks for mentioning St. Brown last week. Made $3K. Put him on every lineup. The thing, Andy, I can tell you're tilting on this fine Tuesday morning, and I'm tilting too, man. I'm tilting with you. We're gonna be okay. Just finished doing my rough projections in RTS. I'm curious to see how close they are. I'm curious too, because let me tell you, I've seen how Adam and Yuta do things in the back end, and there's a lot more going on than I anticipated. There is a lot more going on in the back end for the Run the Sims projections than I realized. Oh, Ecoxer, this is tough. Derrick Henry cost you an 80xer. I think that was probably good. Wow. All right, Davis, put your money where your freaking mouth is, bro. Ashton Genty, JSN. I mean, that was just by ADP, but Ashton Genty in a $25 dog bowl. Oh, there are a lot of Javonte truthers out there. Streets are saying Worthy could be the Skelly key. I do not think so. If Xavier Worthy has 10 fantasy points this year in a game, I frankly would be kind of surprised. and 2 in standard, offered Tet and Ramondre for my Dobbins and Ridley. My starters are CMC. You're getting Tet and Ramondre. I like the Teteroy, McMillan, and Ramondre side of that, Mr. Iceman. Yeah, imagine being in Yuta's brain. We are down but not out. Well, it's just there's just so much optimism before the meat grinder of the NFL season starts, and then you start and you're like, shit, this really sucks. Yeah, I mean, if the report is true that he actually has a fully torn labrum, I do not see any realistic way that how is this dude gonna impact the team? I don't know. He's just such a little guy. He can't reach his hands above his head to catch the ball. Feels like something you need to be able to do. I don't know, man. All my takes were perfect. They were just in the wrong best ball slate. I tried to play through a grade 2 tear in my labrum during high school. I was useless. Yeah, fancy decoy, fake jet sweeps, clear out routes. Rashi's outlook is he is going to score a lot of freaking fantasy points when he returns from his suspension. That's what Rap Sheet said. Rap Sheet said he had a full labrum tear. Now, one of the fellas in our Discord, one of the fellas, T-Eds in the Discord is a physical therapist, and he said this Sawa brace, which I've never heard of, grants a decent degree of stability to players. Now, again, I don't know what it's like to be tackled with this brace on. DJ Moore to Kansas City. I would welcome DJ Moore. You're kidding. Cam Akers to the Vikings again. There's nothing more inevitable. This is the most inevitable transaction in NFL history. I gotta do a funny tweet here. Gosh, that is just so crazy. I don't think Tyreek is fixing what is happening in Kansas City, frankly. I am Emwald. I am a CMC 101 truther this week. No disrespect. No disrespect to Bijan Robinson, but I can't believe my financial future is tied to a Sawa brace. All right, we got to look up what a Sawa brace is. I mean, I'm just keeping it super real with you guys. This thing does not look comfortable to play football in. I'm not loving that. Not loving how that looks if I'm Xavier Worthy. I was offered Harvey and Igbuka for Hampton. That I would do. I would take Harvey and Igbuka for Hampton, I think. Do you think I should get a QB had Burrow was able to get Daniel Jones? No, you're chilling. You're chilling with Daniel Jones for now. Hey, Matt. Patrick Mahomes won a Super Bowl and an MVP without Tyreek Hill. All right. What are we doing here? Genty JSN. Is Pickens gone? Oh, yeah. We're going DJ Moore with the first pick. We're going to leave it at tight end and at quarterback. We're going to play it fast and loose. And I'm believing in something. You guys don't believe in anything. Actually, you know what? I was going to believe in something, but I changed my mind. I really like Jalen Warren this week. Buying on Jalen Warren. It does. It looks like a contraption for Weekend at Bernie's. Rabona King, we're not feeling that good, man. We're not feeling that good, but that's okay. Because facts are not feelings. All right, we're gonna go back to September 2023. No, September 30th in 2024, and do the advanced search. This is so funny, dude. I cannot believe how many times that this has happened. Why don't the Vikings just re-sign him? If they like Cam Akers this much, why don't they just re-sign him? If Tyquan Thornton is catching touchdowns, there's a universe where Worthy will be fine. I don't know about that, bro. I mean, Tyreek being traded would definitely be a good thing for the Chiefs. The worst version of Tyreek that he's ever been. Like I mean, would be the best player on the Kansas City Chiefs by far. This version of Tyreek is better than Tyquan, better than Worthy, probably better than Rice, close. MVS, Juju. Would you trade Ladd, Roma Dunze, and David Montgomery for Derrick Henry and Jalen Warren? I have Nico Collins, Devontae Adams, DK Metcalf, Chris Olave, and my other running back is Hampton. Ooh. You know what? No, dude, I think I would let it ride. That's so close, Mr. JB6997. I think I would let it ride because I really think that Rome is a potential breakout. And I think Ladd has some monster games that have not happened yet. It's awful. It's awful close. Not like, it's not like there was, yeah, I guess my concern is I've not given up on Caleb Johnson over the course of the entire season, but I'm assuming this is Jalen Warren. If this is Tyler Warren, I think you definitely do it. If this is Tyler Warren, you definitely want Tyler Warren. I also think Rome is going to get a lot of fantasy points as well. I do not think Justin Fields plays this week. I think you get put in the concussion protocol, and that's how she works. Week 3, I'm liking the way week 3 looks right now. I think there are a lot of the totals for these games are not great, but the totals for the games were not great last year either. No Fields, no Jaden Daniels, no McCarthy, no Burrow. CMC, Javonte, Josh Jacobs, all on one team from Mr. Anthony Teixeira Garcia. That is a lot better than any running back room of any team I've ever drafted. That much is for certain. I would say Keenan is probably one of the guys I would move up the absolute highest of anyone from my pre-draft rankings till now. I mean, the dude, Keenan Allen. I mean, I'm just going to pull this up right now. I don't know. I'm guessing. Yeah, Keenan Allen, 30% targets per route run. Ladd McConkey, 21%. I mean, it's very unfortunate truth type stuff. But now I don't know if Keenan is gonna last. I don't think I'd move Dimes up that much. The Daniel Dimes story is yet to be written entirely, I fear. Do Keaton, Jarquez, and Blue end up with more healthy scratches or touchdowns? That is very rude, Rusty. You're offending me. It doesn't matter that it's true. It's still offensive. All right. Did Caleb make it back to me? He didn't. Gosh darn it. Caleb did not make it back. I guess I'm taking Sam Darnold. There you go. Sam Darnold for a dog bowl. I could take Flacco. No, I'm not going to. Did not think I was going to be taking Sam Darnold. And then I could take Bannon. I could take Strange. Strange I actually like. Hunter Henry I like too. Hunter Henry is a bring back here. Yeah, we're doing that. Hunter Henry is a bring back. God, that was annoying. Where did Caleb go? Caleb went to the Rome drafter. Okay, well, you live and you learn. I would say I would not sell high on Keenan. I would consider him a hold. Yeah, Ashton, this is crazy. So my skateboarding group chat was deep into this last night, discussing the Chris Jocelyn tray flip down El Toro, because they like super skate stopped that spot for a while, but apparently what has been done is someone, and I don't know who, took out the speed strips, because there were like speed strips at the top and on the bottom, and repaved it. I agree. The other one counts. Well, it's not just about the gates. They had like these big yellow bumps at the top and bottom that you had to someone had to fix them. Which replacing quarterback is most likely to run in a touchdown? Mariota, Henny Penny, for sure. Okay. Ashton Jeanty, JSN, DJ Moore. I guess I should have just taken Caleb there. Jalen Warren, Sam Darnold, Hunter Henry. Brutal. My wife is a saint, Curse. You have no idea. She's literally the best. All right, boys. Gonna call it there. Got a little dog bowl done. Brian Robinson or Benson, I think is leading towards potentially. I mean, is Trey Benson potentially going to just be the starting running back for that team? I think we're trending that way at this point. Wow, Benfica about to lose to Carabag. All right. If you guys want to do something for me, just go watch the waiver wire video this week. Just go watch the Fantasy Football Week 3 waiver wire, 7 gems. You can't miss. Link to that in the description. Make sure you like the video. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Go check out the waiver